Hello, kia ora, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our Tuesday weather update. And as we said yesterday, there's not a huge amount going on around New Zealand and Australia, but there is a cold blast for Aussie with snow. We've got a few downpours in the tropics, and New Zealand has more high pressure in charge. And you can see that high right here, stretching right out across the country and keeping conditions warmer than average and drier than average. And also it's helping to fuel and keep these marine heat waves we've got going on around some parts of the country carrying on. But you can see that southerly coming into Australia, that's quite a cold one, and snow is on the way for the southeastern corner. And up here in the tropics, light winds at the moment and some low pressure producing a few downpours here and there. On the satellite map, you can see those downpours up around the tropics, nothing too major, and around New Zealand a little bit of cloud, otherwise mostly dry. And out here, there is that southerly on its way in for parts of Australia. So let's take a look at the rainfall. This is for the next 4 days ahead, and there's not a lot of rain coming through, starting from Tuesday morning. Up here, the blues and the greens just showing the risk of a couple of showers. Maybe a little bit more likely seeing showers around that northeastern corner, and again in the southwestern corner, but it's really looking quite dry across the country for the next few days ahead. Now over in Australia, we do have a bit of snow. Sorry, I'm standing in front of the key, but yeah, a bit of snow on the way for the Tasmania area and up around Victoria, and even getting in potentially up towards Canberra. So the snowfall totals here, nothing major, but 10 centimetres on the way for both areas here. So that's a sign that there is a bit of a change in the seasons, at least over in Australia. It's still very warm in New Zealand. Look at these maps. This is the departure from normal. You don't have to get too lost in it all. Really, all you're looking at is the blue that's growing across Australia. New Zealand, a little hard to see, but we're mostly red in all these maps. So warmer than average in the New Zealand area, but you can see that cold change. This is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday it expands, and Friday, most of Australia colder than average by about 4 to 8 degrees. But that's mostly staying over in the Australia area. So let's take a look at the forecast. Here we are for Wednesday. Easterlies at the top of the country, 1 or 2 showers, otherwise settled. Fog patches around New Zealand. Head over to ruralweather.co.nz. We've got New Zealand's only fog forecaster, so it's quite accurate and quite good to take a look at. And then over here in Australia, there is that southerly, Adelaide, Melbourne and Hobart all getting that colder change coming through for you, and you'll feel it even more so Wednesday night, Thursday morning, as it sort of peaks in this area. Not a huge amount of moisture though, so that's why those snow totals up high are only around about 10 centimetres, but it's a sign of a change coming through. Plenty of easterlies coming through on Thursday, just north of New Zealand, just brushing the top of the country and curving around as a westerly. So that's the reason why New Zealand's going to be milder as we go towards the end of the week. On Friday, almost no change on the map here across Australia and New Zealand. Similar up in the tropics, fairly quiet, just a couple of isolated showers, but most of the weather is actually quite settled up there for this time of the year. And as we go into the weekend, Saturday still sees high pressure parked over the Chatham Islands. No real change for New Zealand's weather. Northerly winds coming from the subtropics and straight down into the South Island, so it's going to be mild on Saturday. Cold over here in Australia with a high pressure zone coming in behind it. Cold mornings on the way. There'll be a few frosts here and there as well. And our final map for Sunday shows a cold front, the one from Australia coming into New Zealand, but it's sort of falling apart a fair amount as it does so. So it's not going to be as cold as it comes in, but it will be a little colder for the South Island following these northerlies. Behind it, a cooler west to southwest change, but it's not that big southerly that Australia's getting. And a bit of rain on the west coast. Nothing too major, but sort of maybe 30, 40 millimetres by the looks of it coming through there. So that is the forecast for us right through till Sunday. Don't forget our Climate Watch update is now out. You can see that at ruralweather.co.nz or on our YouTube page. And that's taking a look at the weather forecast for, well, the climate trends really for the rest of this month, for May, and also a sneak peek at what June and July might be holding. That's all from me. We'll see you tomorrow, Wednesday, with our next update.